Good afternoon and welcome to another video by the Artful Coder. Today I'm going to show you how to set up SQL Server on a Windows 11 laptop. Now the version I've downloaded is the developer edition, but you can go to Google and you can get this, and it's a fully fledged version. Just type SQL Server and what comes up is developer edition 2019. And then you can go to SQL Server Downloads, go to, and bring this across. So go to SQL Server, so type SQL Server, and you'll get this one, which is Microsoft SQL Server. And you've got download here for developer. Now, the developer edition is a fully features, it says, version of SQL Server, but it must just be only used for internal development as a test database management system, but it cannot be in part of production environment due to licensing. So if you just want to play about SQL Server, you want a bit more functionality in SQL Server Express, and you can use this to do that. So when you download it, you'll get this one here, which is 2022 dev. So if we just double click that, it'll then prompt you to install SQL Server. So it's going through here. You can do custom installation or basics. So basics is mostly probably what you'll use. You can still customize it later. So what you've got is you just need to read through, then accept the licensing conditions. It'll then ask you for an install location. If you do install, so it's got to install it, download part of it again, even though I've done it already, but that's how Microsoft is sometimes. It's running the rules. So this is, again, a fully functional version of SQL Server. So it's acquiring setup files. Let's have a look. Right, so it's installing now. So it's usually pretty quick. It usually doesn't take too long. It'll go through bits and pieces and that as well. You can check on the status here to say that it's doing that. It's just running expanded installation features. So what I'm going to do is I'll pause the video and wait until this is done until we get on to the next step. See you shortly. And welcome back. Now that took some time to install, but as you can see from the screen, it's installed SQL Server Developer Edition. Now you've got examples, connection strings, where the log files are, where the media folder is, where everything is effectively. So you can install SMSs from here. So we'll just do close. Yes, I do. Or let's say no from it. So customize. And that should launch. Who's going to do it? Okay, so let's give it a second. Just going to do it. Right. Close that. Yes, I do. Here we go. So what we've got now is this is going to be traditional setup. So obviously you had a connection string there, but what this is going to do is this is going to actually allow you to, once you've installed the software for SQL Server, you then have to go and set up instances, etc., and customize and all of that. So you do next. So it's scanning for updates, and it warns you about Windows firewalls. So do next. So what you've got here is it's if you wanted to have an existing instance, do that, or you can form a new installation which will go through it. So also if we just do a new installation next, and it's developer edition, and you have to accept your terms and conditions. Obviously read through these to check that you're happy with what they are. So ignore that unless you want to play about Azure, but you can do. You can get the secret keys and all that. So, and then the only thing you really need to install out of the box is the database engine services, because that is what the core engine is. You've got other things here as well that you can install as well. You've got data quality, client, integration service, click next. Obviously, you can change your media wherever you want to install it. So just go through. So name instance, let's go with default instance. Do next. Okay. Okay, let's do a new instance. Let's call this MS SQL Server 1. Next. Can't use that. Okay, so it's going to go through a new instance. Okay, so it's checking do you want the agent, so you can enable the SQL agent, which is very handy for when you're scheduling SQL jobs up. So if you start getting into the realms of data warehousing, you'll need the agent enabled. So you'll need that enabled. You've got the database engine, the browser, so click next. And then you've got here, you can now configure lots of different options. So if you want your installation to be on a different drive, like settings, you can say number, all sorts of stuff. So have a play about. So let's do mix mode. And what I would suggest is what I always tend to like to do is if you go to random, type random password generator. And it just says you're trying to then get in the habit of making some password that you don't understand, not understand, but that you'll put it too lazy in there. So what I suggest you do is do get passwords. You can make it longer, go back. So it will take a lot longer. So let's do 32. Get passwords. There you go. So you put your password in and you can store this in something product called password safe. It's called. I use it quite a bit. It's quite good. So if you just like to play about with logged in user, but in a production environment, you wouldn't necessarily have Windows users because things do with password changes, and so you want mix mode. So typically you would have a SQL user that connects to your database that is using SQL authentication. And what I'd always recommend you do, so you don't, if in case you forget this and you get locked out, add the current user. So what that will do is that will put in here the logged on user. This is only to do while you're playing about. So if we do next, okay, so what it's doing, it's confirming what it's going to install on here. So click install. And this should take a few minutes, so it's going to do all this. So again, I'll pause the video and I'll see you shortly again. And welcome back. So that's installed. So we've got the database engine service there. Do close. And what you should find now is SQL Server is installed. So if you've got SSMS, you can connect to it. So if we go through here, and it'll load up here. So this is SQL Server Management Studio. It's a tongue twister. So if I load that up, that should be loaded up very shortly. Give it a second. Give it a second. There we go. Okay, so what you've got is this is our newly created instance. So because I've already played about with this, it had the primary instance. So with SQL Server, you can have multiple instances. So if you want to have one server and have different database servers, you can have these set up. So that's the one we just created. So if I do connect, it's going to connect to it. And again, this has got SQL Server Agent, so you can add your jobs on there. You've got databases, which you won't have anything in here at the moment. But you can put all sorts of stuff on. And then what you want to do is set your database up and configure security. But that's a topic for another video. So again, there you go. That's SQL Server on a Windows 11 laptop installed. Sorry, there's a few hiccups there. But I really hope you like this video and more to come. And I'm going to deep delve on the security, etc. and that on how to configure it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video.